Hi everybody, Kat here. Welcome to the channel. Hope you're having a great day. It is Tuesday. 44 years ago today, history was written. Diana Frances Spencer married Charles Philip Arthur George in St. Paul's Cathedral in front of 3,500 guests. Something like 17 million people watched it on TV as well. Archbishop Robert Runcie, Archbishop of Canterbury, conducted the marriage. And he said, "This is what fairy tales are made of. A prince and a princess on their wedding day." Fairy tale indeed. The whole thing was doomed to fail right from the start. And I mean, 4 decades later, the monarchy is a bit shaky, I must say. It's been weakened by, well, the passing of the Queen, but even before that, Andrew's scandals. Now we've got health issues with the King and Catherine, the constant badgering from Montecito, Harry and Meghan. It all makes the King look weak, and he won't deal with any of it. It's kind of like, well, I don't want to do this, it'll upset that, and that's why we have these ridiculous headlines right now coming out of Montecito with Harry. Because the relations between Harry and his father and the rest of the royal family, I mean, it's non-existent now. Well, Harry's come out with a major peace offering, don't you know, to the King. Harry's willing to share his diary with the palace, so that, if the King's got an event or a world tour or a parade, that, it'll give him time to sort it out so it doesn't interfere. So we don't have these coexisting headlines, every time something's going on with the royals. We always hear something from Harry and Meghan. It's just, the nerve of this guy. Like the palace could plan around his schedule even if they wanted to. The sheer audacity. He's out of his friggin' mind, thinking the palace gives a damn about what he's up to. But it doesn't matter, because we know Meghan's behind it anyway. Anytime there's some event, whether it's a big public event or a private birthday, anniversary, anything that pops up, Meghan always makes some announcements or posts a picture or pulls some kind of a stunt. She can't stand not being the center of attention. Always. And rumor has it now that Meghan is expanding her not a business as ever with sparkling wines and holiday products, whatever that means. Whatever. It'll be the same thing. A couple of new overpriced cut rate items added to her products, maybe a case of each, to sell out 6 minutes before they're even posted for sale. Same thing. It's not a business. Even within the confines of the royal family itself, if you take Harry and Meghan out of the picture, there's conflict happening right now. And Anne's not happy with William, not that her opinion means much in the bigger scheme of things. But there's that. And we know that there's always been conflict between William and the King, Charles. There's a showdown coming. And I've been saying this for a long time. Check out my playlist, King Charles III, Life Imitating Art, and you'll see what I mean. In 2 years, King Charles has stirred up so much controversy that the public is now divided. His church is in a sad state. He won't act on Harry or Andrew. Just days ago in Great Britain, the Online Safety Act went into effect and for the first time purposely censoring free speech online. There are some things like 4chan and other sites that they're not, they can't get anymore. There's been a huge surge in people getting an IPN, or what is it? A VPN, sorry. To be able to get around this. And so now Starmer wants to ban VPNs like the, and it's, you know, it's not much. Good grief, the stuff going on in Canada. Just Google Canada and you'll see what's happening. You know, but like, here's the thing. Censoring free speech in Britain, it is in your face now. They've got people in jail for making Facebook posts, for God's sake. It's and as King Charles signed off on that. He signed that bill. He could have said, no, I believe in free speech, but we know who Charles is. He's one of 3 founding members of the World Economic Forum, which is one of the most powerful NGOs whose business it is to stomp on any freedom that you have at the minute. That's who Charles is. People are starting to figure out what kind of man he is, and the pressure's on. I've been saying for a long time Charles would abdicate in lieu of William. I was saying this before we had a cancer diagnosis, which now they can kind of use as an excuse. Not that cancer isn't a bad thing, and I'm just saying it's darn convenient, and I think we're getting closer to William stepping up. That'll be something. He's prepping already. Rumor has it that the Wales will be relocating to Fort Belvedere. That's basically, it's huge. It's a castle on 59 acres within Windsor Great Park, a kingly residence. This is all to come relatively soon. But I mean, if we just look at things now, 44 years from the start of the Wales dynasty, it's all in a shambles right now. Everybody's waiting for William to step up, and I think that the monarchy will have a surge of reverence again, like they haven't seen since Queen Elizabeth II. People have been waiting for William. Like he's going to save it all. So it's going to help him in the beginning, but I mean, can William turn it all around? Sure, he can. He's going to deal swiftly and brutally with Harry and Meghan, no doubt. He'll deal with Andrew, no doubt. But what about the rest of it? What about the rule and reign and you gotta know. The apple doesn't fall far from the tree. William is a conservationist. William is a World Economic Forum member. William he carries all the same kind of social zealotry that his father does. He will be a monarch. He is a feudalist. Just look at what he's doing. I mean, they're saying how things were mismanaged with the Duchy of Cornwall for so long. Well, Charles was in charge. A lot of the land, a lot of the residents, tenants, were not happy with the way things were being done. William has done a few things, such as we learned last year in the Palace's financial reports that prisons and army barracks and offices of charitable foundations and parking garages for ambulances, all of which are owned by the Duchy and by Charles at the time, they were paying him rent. Can you imagine? To operate. So William has done a little bit to soften that. There's a couple of charities that he removed the rental for them, and I think the army barracks and the garages, he's taken the rent off because these are social municipal kind of things. So he's done a little bit to improve his image since he became the feudal lord that strides over the Duchy of Cornwall. On becoming Prince of Wales, he became a billionaire overnight, and now with his ending homelessness scheme, his plan to build all kinds of social housing on the Duchy, which will mean partnering with the government, which means government money, which means taxpayer money, which means you, to fund the whole damn thing. And what he's going to do is create another little friggin' feudal village, of which he can, in perpetuity, collect rent. It'll be George next, Prince of Wales. Yeah. All he's doing is expanding his serfs in his feudal village. That's what it is. That's what a monarchy is. It's no different than it used to be. Just call it something else. Make it look like something else. Who's running the friggin' government? There's a question for you. So is it going to be any better? I guess we have to wait and see. And I don't think we're going to have to wait too much longer. Have a great day, everybody. Hope you enjoyed this. Like, subscribe, and leave me a comment. We'll see you in the next one. Bye for now.